Môžete vidieť, že máme s Miškom na sebe tieto krásne dresy. Ukážeme.
Sú až tak pekné, že mal som pre maminu odložený dres a niekto ho stiel kúpiť.
I caught him one day and we're playing catch, throwing the ball back and forth, and he throws one a little high and I jump up and I catch it with one hand, and he's like, oh my gosh, like, you play football for anybody? He ended up convincing my mom to let me play for the team back home. One of my teammates killed one of my teammates in the room directly above me. I heard 6 gunshots. I didn't think it was gunshots. I thought it was just like some cleats. Somebody was clacking their cleats, getting the mud out. Before I'd even actually touched foot in Slovakia, all I'm hearing from is these guys is, oh, they're saying this about you, they're saying that about you, they're saying this about you, they're saying that about you. Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah, I was one of them.
I know,
so.
they told me.
Yeah, you know.
They told me I can't act like it didn't get to me a little bit. It more so motivated me more than anything, you know.
How did that help?
I'm always...
That was a joke because you lost all 4 games.
My helmet got ripped off by somebody and Jaden said something to me and I said, what? I woke up after that and came down to the very end of that game.
I was MVP of that game.
We caught the first down to seal it. I remember. Yeah. I remember that. I was so mad.
Everyone on the sideline was so mad.
Oh yeah, very upset.
But just like anyone, not Goras. Is it true that you received a picture of Judah?
Yeah, I did. But I think it was just heat of the moment. And I told him, I said, come on, man. Like, it's not that.
Zdravím všetkých fanúšikov podcastu Hudlu pod Zoborom, fanúšikov Nitry Knights, fanúšikov amerického futbalu na Slovensku, ale pevne verím, že aj v Čechách a kade tade, kde nás počúvate. Toto je 7. epizóda nášho podcastu v tomto ročníku. Dneska som tu znova ja, Goraz Lazorik, so mnou je Miško Pokorný.
Ahoj Goraz, ja ťa vidím po 2 týždňoch.
Ahoj, ahoj. No a dneska sme tu v takej vymenenej role, lebo Miško sa prvýkrát predstavil tento víkend ako hráč na ihrisku, v tejto sezóne teda.
Je to tak.
A ja som teda zranený, out for season, čiže budeme to mať do konca sezóny. Verím, že už Miško vydrží na tom ihrisku, hej, že to budeme mať takto, že ja možno prinesiem tú perspektívu zo sideliny viac a Miško z ihriska. Dneska tu máme veľmi výnimočné hostia, lebo len taký si tu nosíme, všetkých týchto, ktorí tuto chodia. Ale dnes bude teda epizóda v anglickom jazyku. A prečo, to sa dozviete hneď. Ale predtým, než sa tam dostaneme, tak v podstate budeme rozberať klasiku, život našho hostia, budeme rozoberať zápas, ktorý sme práve hrali, čo nás čaká, ako sme to prežili. A celkovo pozrieme sa na to, máme za sebou 5 zápasov, čiže ako možno vyzerá aktuálna sezóna, či sú tam tie predstavy, ako sme chceli, alebo nie. A čo by som ešte raz spomenul je, tí, ktorí nás pozeráte, tak môžete vidieť, že máme s Miškom na sebe tieto krásne dresy. Ukážeme. Sú to nové dresy, ktoré máme v tejto sezóne, ktoré si môžete zakúpiť aj v našom fanshope počas zápasov.
Sú až tak pekné, že mal som pre maminu odložený dres a niekto ho stiel kúpiť.
Normálne, že niekto si kúpil dres Miška Pokorného, skôr ako stihla ho jeho mamka si ho vyzdvihnúť vo fanshope, lebo zabudli sme dať inštrukcie. Dokonca na zápase teraz bol aj Pavol Neruda, ktorý okamžite hovoril, že sa mu to veľmi, veľmi páči a že by chcel aj on taký. Čiže odporúčame si ich kúpiť, nosiť, sú strašne cool. A posledná novinka tohto podcastu je tá, že tento podcast sa bude vysielať aj rádiu Nitre, čo nás že veľmi, veľmi teší. Áno, zasiahneme ešte širšie publikum. A neviem, či ty si, Miško, niekedy sníval o tom, že budeš teda aj v rádiu ako moderátor.
Ja som o tom nesníval teda s mojimi rečovým nadaním, takže...
Nevadí, učíme sa tuto za pochodu obidvaja, ale mňa to veľmi teší. A bude sa to zrejme vysielať v útorok o 15:00 a repríza v stredu o 15:00, ale ešte sledujte naše sociálne siete. Dáme si vedieť, dohadujeme ešte presný čas, ako to bude vyzerať, ale je to pecka a my sa na to tešíme. Dobre, môžeme ísť teda na našho hostia?
Môžeme ísť na našho hostia.
Môžeme, bol to taký dlhší úvod, ale nevadí, potrebovali sme a chceli sme povedať veľa vecí. Čiže náš dnešný hosť pôsobí v klube Nitra Knights prvú sezónu, pre fanúšikov však nie je neznámy. Mimo ihriska zaujme svojim exotickým javom, na ihrisku svojim dynamickým herným prejavom. Keď prišiel do klubu, dostal neľahkú úlohu. Ako líder tímu priniesť do Nitry ďalší titul. Bola to však šanca, o ktorej sníval. Svojim herným prejavom priniesol do Nitry dimenziu, ktorú naši fanúškovia ešte nevideli. Rodak z Omahy, USA, quarterback nielen s dynamickou rukou, to sme tu už videli, ale čo sme ešte nevideli, takto dynamické ruky. A s nami je dnes quarterback Nitry Knights.
Dynamické nohy.
Nohy? Čo som povedal?
Ruky.
A dvakrát som povedal ruky?
Áno.
No tak áno, ospravedlňujem sa, teda dynamické nohy sme tu ešte nevideli na pozícii quarterbacka. Čiže je to teda náš quarterback Nitry Knights a v voľnom čase ladies man Desmond Prusia. Welcome, Desmond. How are you doing? What's
Good.
cracking, as you like to say?
What's cracking? All good. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. How does it feel to be here?
Good. Yeah, I'm excited to be able to be on a show.
Have you done something like that before?
I have, yeah, not like being interviewed in a way, like or like a podcast, like from anybody else. But me and my boy back home, we used to do one.
Oh, okay, so it was a smaller project than this, you know, like
smaller,
this is-
much smaller project for sure.
Yeah. This one, you know, we know, as you know, it's on a top 100 list in the podcast in the world, you know. So when it comes to sports, so millions of people will listen. So
Exactly
perhaps
right.
then some will slide into your DMs, perhaps,
Maybe,
you know.
maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Siego Roman Katabak s followermi. So this first question, as we do with everybody else, how would you describe yourself to somebody who doesn't know you as a person?
I'd say that I'm a very caring person. You know, I care a lot about the things that are really important to me and everything, you know, whether that be my faith, family, football. Obviously, I wouldn't be 5,000 miles away from home playing it if I didn't care about it and everything, you know. So, I'd say like a very caring person, honest. I like when people are straightforward with me, so I like to be straightforward with them and everything, you know. So, to sum it up, really, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, nice.
Alrighty, and now you obviously play the quarterback, so try to tell us what does it make, or what does the good quarterback needs to have, you know, to succeed?
Traits that a good quarterback really needs to have to succeed is, like, a lot of people will say, like, sometimes that you're born a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you got to be really, being a leader is like the biggest thing to me and stuff like that. So either you're born a leader or some people just don't really have it and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it comes natural to some people and stuff, and it's not really for you to decide whether you are that or not, in my opinion, and everything, you know? So being a leader, a people person, you got to be able to get along with everybody on the team, know everybody's name and stuff like that. Come in and be the same person every day, never too high, never too low, and stuff like that and everything. And then be able to handle adversity. That's the biggest thing and everything, you know. If you can't handle adversity at the position, it's very tough. You know, you come out, you throw an interception, you fumble the ball, you have some type of turnover, you got to be able to put that behind you and everything, you know what I'm saying? And have that next play mentality, or else it's like the tale of never-ending sadness or something like that.
Okay.
The more you harp on these things, the worse it gets and everything, you know what I'm saying? So short-term memory is definitely a big trait that you have to have in this position.
Yeah, I like to say that there are two types of quarterbacks that succeed. And one type is usually the chill guy who just kind of like walks in, he's cool, you know, he's like, okay, whatever, we got a game to play, you know, we go, and then kind of like releases the beast on the field, kind of, you know. And then there's a cocky type.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the person that like just kind of like carries himself like he's about everyone else in a way, or like that really just from his demeanor, how he acts, you know, like you can tell that he's sort of the leader, as you said as well, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
And I feel like there's nothing in between, almost like you have to be one of these two things to be successful as a quarterback. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. Like, some guys, like, they have that confidence. It's kind of like a fake it till you make it kind of thing and everything, you know what I'm saying? So even if they're not really that confident, they'll act like they are, and it really carries them a long way and stuff like that. And those cool, calm, collected guys, those quarterbacks, those guys, it's like I think it's kind of harder to be the cool, calm, collected one than it is to be the big, cocky one and stuff like that and everything. But it definitely also plays a factor in where you come from. You know, that's another thing I feel like you're kind of born with.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, the way you carry yourself, your upbringing, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're kind of like awkward, not good with, let's say, the people, or like you don't like the society in a way, like kind of like be around the people and all that, can't really have the demeanor, like it kind of just, I don't know, just I feel like it's hard to follow that person then,
for sure,
you know.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back in history a little bit. So it's your third year in Slovakia, right? Where did you play in the US when you were back there?
As far as just like college ball, or
let's say college,
everything. We want to know
or everything. You can
everything.
start from PV football.
From the PV. Well, when I was a kid, like my uncle created a football team. When I was in 4th grade, I was.
What age is that? 4th grade? We have a little bit different here. A little bit
different. I think I was 9 years old when my uncle created that team, and we were living with him, my family at the time, and I remember being there when him and my uncle were at the table talking about what colors they were going to be and the league they were going to play in. It was, I think, 8-man football and stuff like that, so a little bit different. But they played outdoor, semi-pro. We lived in a small town in Iowa on a farm, and like had no neighbors within a mile and a half of us. So I don't know how many kilometers. I think that's maybe
1.6 kilometers.
1.6 kilometers with away from us and everything, And so that's where it all started. Like, I mean, I've been playing football since I was like 5, like in the yard with my brothers and everything, But when I got around that, when my uncle started that up, I was the ball boy, the water boy, like everything that I could possibly be. I never missed a practice, never missed a game. And if I did, my mom did not hear the end of it. And, like I'm crying if I can't go to these games, And so that's where it started getting big for me. And for the longest, like the guys on the team, they'd see me as the ball boy catching the ball and everything, like telling my mom, you need to get this kid on a team, like ASAP. But I've always been a really skinny guy. And so my mom was like, no, like his neck is too small. His neck is too small. He cannot play football. Until we moved back to Omaha, and my neighbor was a football coach, actually. I didn't know he was. Okay. And I was always asking him if we could play catch sometime in the yard. And then I caught him one day, and we're playing catch, throwing the ball back and forth. And he throws one a little high, and I jump up and I catch it with one hand. And he's like, oh, my gosh, like, who do you play football for anybody? And I'm like, nah, like, whatever. He ended up convincing my mom to let me play for the team back home, the West Side Junior Warriors.
Okay.
Shout out Coach Elwood. That was him. And as you know, he got me in the mix, and I'm extremely grateful for him to really push my mom to let me be on that first team and everything, And I started off playing right tackle.
Right tackle.
Right tackle, yeah.
Wow.
I was playing right tackle. Yeah.
Well, for everyone, right tackle is the person that protects the quarterback, for those who don't really understand. Mm-hmm. For the fat guys.
Yeah. So I was like...
Like, I feel like you couldn't play right tackle in the PV League right now.
Yeah, you think.
If you just go there and play with the 9-year-olds and just right now, like, with your weight.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, yeah. Basically, we ran 40s at practice, and I didn't have cleats yet. Like, I practiced my first few practices without cleats. I was in Converse, Chuck Norris, you know what I'm saying? Like, or Chuck Taylor's.
God bless his soul, yeah.
Yeah. And so I ran a really slow 40, and they're like, this kid is decent size, he's slow, put him on the line and everything, And then I was, after practice, we're throwing the ball around, and I'm jumping up, I'm catching this ball on everybody, and my coach was like, dang, Des, like, you got some mitts. And I was like, the coach that brought me, he was like, yeah, it's kind of why I brought him here. And then, long story short, I go to tight end. I played the rest of that year at tight end, and I was playing, like, middle linebacker to finish the season as well. And then just played for my middle school teams and stuff like that. I didn't really play club teams. It's very expensive to play for those teams back home. And then
is it? I always felt like, it's kind of like always covered by school or something. That was my impression, that when you have a school team, that parents don't really have to pay. Is that like that in USA, that parents have to pay as well?
Yeah, if you play for a club team outside of your school, you got to pay for it.
Oh, okay. So it's outside of your school.
Yeah.
And your school didn't have a team, or?
My school did have a team. I played for the school's teams in middle school. So 7th grade, 8th grade. So when I was like 12, 13, I played for my school's teams.
Okay.
And then high school, I just played for the high school team, per usual. Moved around quite a bit in high school. Went to 3 different high schools and stuff like that. And definitely really affected my recruitment and everything. Like coaches back home, they see you bounce around a lot of high schools around that time at least, and they see it as you can't stick to one place. I'm gonna bring you here, you're just gonna leave and everything. Was
it the family reasons that you had to move?
Yeah. I moved in with my grandma. In middle school, I lived with her as well, but in high school, I moved in with her for a little bit, and that made me transfer from my first school to the next one. But some other reasons as well. And then my last year of school, I had to move back in with my mom, and so I had to go back to that back in with her, and I had to go to my home school. It's like the school that's closest to you, and oh my goodness, it was rough. It was rough. Didn't win a game my senior year of high school. Didn't even have a stat line recorded for that year and everything, you know. And my recruitment was just like, I thought I was done. I thought like I'm done. Like all the schools that were talking to me, I had some bigger schools talking to me. I went on some junior day visits, had a lot of camp invites and stuff like that, and it all just stopped my junior year after like I transferred again. And then a small school that had been talking to me like all of high school, Midland University, their coach, he still followed me through the whole way. He came and visited me at the school, asked me to come out for a visit, got an offer, stuff like that. And then a few other small schools just in the state and right outside the state offered me as well. But I ended up going with Midland. It was closest to home. It's 45 minutes away, Fremont, Nebraska, small town, very similar. It's like 24,000 people in the town and stuff like that. And the school is not, like I said, it's not big at all. It's a really small school. Some only notable person I can think of that came from that school is Greg Olson. His dad went to that school.
Okay, it's not even him, it's his dad.
Not even him, his dad. Yeah, and back when he went there, it was like Midland Lutheran. It was, that's what it was called.
Okay.
And then I was there my freshman year. Didn't play my freshman year because of I redshirted. Mm-hmm. And then left. COVID hit my freshman year, my second semester of my freshman year. I left and went to Miami. Played at a junior college in Miami. And it was up and down, really up and down while I was down there. I mean, I could go on for days about that. I'm not going to really get too far into that, but like one of my teammates, killed one of my teammates in the room directly above me, like a week before our first scrimmage. Yeah, like week before our first scrimmage, I'm sitting here and I hear 6 gunshots and everything, and I didn't think it was gunshots. I thought it was just like some cleats. Somebody was clacking their cleats, getting the mud out and everything. And it was crazy. And then we go into that season, it was really rough. And then didn't really get recruited out of there. It was up and down all over the place. And then came out of there, came back home, went to Warren Academy. Shout out Coach Warren. He let me come in there and do like this showcase with a bunch of small schools there as well. Midland was there. I ended up going back to Midland. And with all my boys, just wanted to finish it out with them. I actually let my little brother decide, because all these schools that were recruiting us, I had him with me, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna let you decide. I'm already a few years in. You pick where we finish this thing out together and everything, and
that's nice.
He chose the closest one to home. So
okay, and did you have a chance like to kind of like go against any, let's say, the NFL players or something, like perhaps not on the same team but against?
Yes, not in live game, but like 7-on-7 and Skelly and stuff like that. I played against tight end from the New York Giants, Thomas Fadone.
Okay.
Starting safety for the Falcons, Xavier Watts. He was really good this year, actually. He's a dog. And then even my boy Marquise, all of the whole time during COVID, me, him, my boy Trey, and my boy Rock, we were all out at the field every single day. And he started a few games at safety for the 49ers this year. Okay. And so those are some, big names and notable guys that, I was with and around. I'm sure I played against some other guys in high school, but off the top of my head, I can't really remember. Those are the bigger names.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was your American life?
Yeah.
Then you went
a lot of it, yeah.
Then you went to basically Bratislava was your first team, yeah?
Exactly, yep. I was in Bratislava for 2 years.
And what was your impression of Nitra when you were playing in Bratislava?
We're going to, now is the series of questions.
Yeah, I figured they were coming.
They're going to be rough to answer,
Yeah, I figured they were coming.
Yeah. So, take a sip because you'll need it,
So, first game coming in, like, against Nitra, obviously, like, I'm just told it's a rivalry and stuff, and yada, yada. Before I'd even actually touched foot in Slovakia, all I'm hearing from these guys is, oh, they're saying this about you, they're saying that about you, they're saying this about you, they're saying that about you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was the one of them.
I know,
so.
They told me.
Yeah,
They told me, but, like, I'm, like, sitting here, like, and even, like, my coach, Rolo, back there, he's like, what are a bunch of dudes from Eastern Europe going to tell you about how to throw the football and everything? And I was like, you're absolutely right and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to sit back and think about that for a little while and stuff, but I can't act like it didn't get to me a little bit. Like, really and more so motivated me more than anything, you know.
How did that help?
I'm always.
That was a joke because he lost all 4 games.
Oh, but I came. but hey,
yeah.
team game, you know. Hey, I know I came in and I got mine and everything in those games. I know that's for sure, you know. And so I come in that first game actually, and I started off like slow, like I felt like I was like asleep almost, and then I got
I think we got up by like 2 touchdowns in the game. Or something.
Yeah, you guys were up. We got all the way down on like the 5-yard line against, and then like I signaled we had Igor 1-on-1, and like you guys had a corner. He was like,
did Igor play with you both years?
Both years, yeah.
Okay.
Both years, yeah. The corner's like almost in the back of the end zone, and
That must have been Mitchell.
I think so, yeah.
No.
And I was like looking at
No,
it.
not you.
No, not you. It's this different guy. He's not even with us anymore.
No.
But I'm
like, Joško Kuriņas,
I think so, yeah. He's on Igor.
Yeah,
and then they had Tyrone.
Lockdown Joško, yeah.
Yeah. And then they had Tyrone playing underneath, and I'm like, okay, like I figured Tyrone's going to the flats. I gave him a route I shouldn't have given him. I should have just gave him a 5 out and see you later and everything, you know. But yeah, it was like it was close and everything, you know. And every game with you guys was close except for the second one. You guys kind of pulled away at the end there. But the first one we come in and we're playing against you guys and everything, I always go by this quote: you can prove them right or you can prove them wrong and everything, you know what I'm saying? And they're even telling me about it before the game. They're like, prove them right or prove them wrong and stuff. And so it actually wasn't until Jaden said something to me in the game in the second quarter that I felt like I woke up and everything, you know. My helmet got ripped off by somebody, and Jaden said something to me, and I said, what? And I woke up after that and came down to the very end of that game and everything against you guys. I think the final score was like 34-31, if I'm not mistaken.
The first game we played against each other?
34-31, yeah.
I was MVP of that game.
Oh, yeah,
nice. Kicked the 2 field goals.
You caught the first down to seal it. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that. I was so mad. But
I'm sure everyone on that sideline was so mad.
Oh, yeah, very upset.
But just like anyone, not Goraz. Like,
exactly.
No Goraz.
Anybody but Goraz, you know?
Yeah. No, there's always the fun times, you know, like playing against Bratislava, and it was the same when you were there. So you touched on it as well, you know, a little bit. Obviously, there's the rivalry. You were prepared for it, kind of like. What did you feel like were the main points of the rivalry? Like what the guys were bringing up? Obviously, we respect the locker room rules, you know, and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, obviously, like, I just really knew that it was before, like, I played against you guys the first 2 times. I didn't really know much about it, right? Like, I knew it was a rivalry. I knew it was a big deal to everybody and stuff like that. But I was like looking at it, and I'm like, you guys had beat them for like the first time, like the year before or something like that, and everything, you know.
Yeah.
And then I was like looking at it like that, and I'm like, okay, so like you guys usually are pretty successful against Nitra, you know what I'm saying? And I looked back into some of those like teams that they had in the past and stuff like that and everything, you know, and they always had pretty good defense.
Yeah.
Offensively, they always had a pretty good O-line and stuff like that. And I'd say my first year we did have a pretty good like team, like roster-wise, like we had a solid team and everything, you know, but just missing a few pieces and hadn't fully put it together yet. And then like when the second year I knew more. Obviously I knew you guys as individuals and you especially and stuff like that.
You heard a story or two?
No, like just from my own personal like playing against you and everything, you know. But you hadn't played defense my first year, so now
I was on offense, yeah.
So now I was actually getting to play against you on the defensive side of the ball and everything, you know. And they didn't really say too much crazy to me about, you know, the rivalry or anything like that. Like I said, I just like asked questions about like, you know, why is this such a big deal and everything, you know, and
of certain individuals,
you know, yeah, probably, and stuff like that. And so, and there's even guys that like were like actually rooting for us that maybe they thought weren't rooting for us at times and everything, you know. And I was like, now that I like have been around for 3 years, like I know the difference and I know that, you know, where the, you know, rivalry actually lies, you know.
Yeah. And I always found it funny, you know, that like first year or like when we beat them for the first time, then the sort of they started the narrative that the offense led by former Bratislava players, and I was like, F you, you know, like only person that is like actually from Bratislava, like and played for Bratislava is Pavol. Lubo started elsewhere, Koti started elsewhere, a bunch of other people, and everything. So then when we took that narrative out, then they started like counting the historical record. And I'm like, that doesn't win games. Just doesn't win games, bro. So it was kind of funny. And I just always felt like, and that's a thin line for me to talk about, but
I feel you.
But it's like something was taken away from them. There was for the whole history of American football in Slovakia, it was the Bratislava's playing field.
Yeah,
beating everybody, being the most dominant club in Slovakia, and suddenly they were not. And imagine playing football for 20 years, being the most dominant team in Slovakia, and suddenly you are not. So
yeah, I get that.
I get it. I guess one day perhaps someone will take a crown from us as well, and that will be rough. So obviously there's something about it, and so obviously the transfers between the rivalities, like that doesn't happen too often. I know that you got some, greeting messages after you signed from with us,
Yeah.
So how did the guys took it?
Well, it just depends, really. Like, some of the younger guys and stuff like that, they don't really care. Like they still support me and stuff. They came to our first home game and stuff like that. Like a few of the guys that I'm like friends with and stuff like that and everything. And I think that it was all just like kind of in the moment in a way, like upset about hearing about it initially and stuff like that. Cause they welcomed me in and, I partook in the rivalry as well and stuff like that. So, I got where they were coming from, but it's like, we're not in the same league anymore, like same division at least.
Just so we can like set the record straight. Did you have an offer from Bratislava as well?
No, not for this year. No, I did not and everything. And that was like pretty set in stone after the last year. Like we talked about it and stuff like that and everything, and, me and Rolo, we talked and, there was, obviously he was like, he would love to have me back if that were a possibility and something to happen. And, once we found out that they were dropping down, I was like, okay, so, I was like, basically like I can go like play anywhere else in this league now if I wanted to and everything, like if they would have stayed in the first division, maybe I wouldn't have left, or maybe I would have went and just played somewhere elsewhere in order to not play. Yeah, like not necessarily not Nitra, but like a different country, for example. I was talking to some other teams in different countries. Maybe I would have just left the league alone and went somewhere else and everything so that I didn't have any bad blood in playing against them and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, I think it was all just heat of the moment, really, with how they were feeling about it.
Yeah, and is it true that you received a picture of Judah?
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did.
Did you respond to that message?
Yeah, I did and everything. Like I said, I think it was just heat of the moment, and I told him, I said, come on, man, like, it's not that, like, and I hope me and him are still friends the day that I do run into him and stuff like that, because...
You better be. It's a big guy.
Yeah. But, like, I love those guys, you know what I'm saying? There's no hiding the fact of that. Like, I love those guys. I loved that team, and they were like my brothers. They accepted me. It was, like, no transition coming from America here. It was no different for me and everything, you know what I mean? Like, I... am very thankful for them and the time that they gave me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a little bit of your everyday, day-to-day life.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference for you living in Bratislava and living in Nitra, like day-to-day life?
So in Bratislava, I was in like a very like kind of big area and stuff like that. You live same kind of close.
Yeah.
And so it's like I was around plenty of things. And so like I went and was doing some stuff like I'd go to the soccer games, I'd go to the basketball games, and I went to a few hockey games and everything as well too. But like I think I was just going out and around more the area in Bratislava. I don't think I think that here it's different in the way that like I'm a lot closer to like the gym and the restaurant that like I eat at.
You're a lot closer to everything.
Everything, everything,
Yeah.
And so like in that way, like I'm up more and out because like it's like I said, it's close and stuff, and especially like the gym and everything. You know, the gym is a lot closer than where I was going when I was there. And so in that way, it's like day to day, I think I was drinking a little bit more coffee when I was there and everything. You know, there were more coffee shops that I know of at least there. And so I would go in there, have some coffee, watch film, have like a piece of cake or something and stuff like that. And I liked that like little routine and schedule. And I went out around the city more, and, like their city center and stuff like that. And everything was just bigger, more to see. And so that's really the only difference was I was out more, I guess I'd say.
And how do you spend your free time here in Nitra?
Well, now that I've got a buddy here with me and everything, it's a little bit different. Like, I'm able to, go out and show them around and stuff like that. The weather's finally getting nice. So sometimes I pop into the park over there by the stadium and, just hang out around the stadium as well, too. I go to the basketball games and watch the guys there. Real good friends with the American guys on the team. They're really cool guys and everything, And so day to day, it's pretty much the same schedule for me and everything, wake up, go to the restaurant and eat, sometimes have a coffee.
That's lunch that you are. So wake up and have a lunch.
Yes.
That's what you are basically saying. Yeah.
Wake up and go to lunch.
That's your schedule.
Yeah, exactly. Wake up, go to lunch, and then have a coffee and hit the gym some days and stuff like that. And then I go to help out with like some guys trying out with Paulo on Mondays. And then Tuesdays, Thursdays, I'm with I typically pop out there with the flag kids and help out with just basically warming up the quarterbacks and getting them in a routine.
Yep.
And then on Fridays, we do quarterback training with all the young guys and stuff like that. So my schedule has filled up a bit more since time has gone on, especially with Tomas joining back on the team.
Yep.
But in Bratislava, I had a job my second year. And so not the whole year, but just for the last 2 months at the English International School. So that gave me something to do for my last 2 months there, and I really enjoyed it. But
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And you already touched on a point that I was gonna ask about. You said you go to basketball games. Do you hang out with players? We obviously had the chance yesterday. We recorded on Monday, and yesterday we went to the party with a hockey player as well. So I feel like there's a little bit of community of import players as well. Like just Nitra sports in general.
Yeah.
So, do you hang out with them a lot? Perhaps, you can say, who do you hang out or, talk to, from the other teams as well? And perhaps how does it feel to sort of be a part of the community, of different athletes coming here to Nitra to play the sports that they love, that they dedicated their lives to?
Yeah, it's really cool and everything. And especially with them being, very welcoming, stuff like that. Because, my last year in Bratislava, the guys that I was around, the basketball guys, they weren't really like that much and everything, They kind of were very to themselves and standoffish, as opposed to my first year. I went and hung out with these guys on the basketball team all the time. We would go to the city together and stuff like that, and everything was a little bit
white
different.
Guys in the group as well, or
on the hockey players,
you know what I'm saying? Players, obviously,
the hockey guys, and then
hockey players and skiers.
Yeah, for sure. But here in Nitra, I haven't really gotten out much with those guys yet, or personally hung out one-on-one with them. But I go to their games, they come to ours and stuff like that and everything. I'm probably closest with Robbie Jackson and everything.
Cool guy.
Such a cool guy, man.
Since the Super Bowl party, we got to meet him a lot. He comes to our games as well. Yesterday as well, the people need to go a little bit earlier, and he was like, "Screw that, I'm staying here." To the very last moment, watching the game.
I didn't even know that. That's what's up. Yeah, because I saw that everybody else had to leave out and everything.
Yeah.
And then I was wondering if anybody got to stay back and see.
Yeah, Robbie stayed a bit.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Shout out Robbie for signing my forehead yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But with the basketball guys, really cool guys, super cool guys. We haven't got to hang out.
They were there as well.
Yeah.
The game. They also need to go early, and I was like, "What? You don't like the show?" And they were like, "No, we need to go to practice." So.
Yeah, right, exactly. They're really cool guys, really nice, and even one of those guys is friends with one of my former teammates and everything.
Okay.
It's a small world,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool, and it's really cool to be within that community and kind of recognized as an athlete here. Because I'm at one of the basketball games, and there's this guy that's a reporter, and he comes up, and he's like, "You're quarterback for Nitra Knights, yeah?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Let's get a picture with you, a hockey player, and a basketball player. I think it'd be cool." And so me, Jordan Jones, he's a point guard for the team. He's a dog. And then Robbie, we all got a picture together and everything. So it's really cool.
Nice. That's very nice.
Yeah. And how would you sort of shortly compare the experience?
Yeah.
You obviously played the 2 games already here at our stadium, and I'm always proud to say that I believe it's one of the best American football experience in Central Europe, at least, if not in of whole Europe, outside of perhaps EFL.
Yeah.
And so, how does that perhaps compare, to obviously not the highest level of football in America, but perhaps some levels that you played?
Compared to the level that I played at, it's
and sort of not even on from the sporting side, sort of more as an event and like atmosphere, like.
Yeah, it's completely different. Like obviously back home, you got the tailgating and things like that of that sort. Friday Night Lights, you know, that's different and everything. You know what I'm saying? But I played at small schools, and even in high school, they weren't great, and so we didn't have that big of turnouts and stuff. And then in college, I played in the Midwest, very small school. Stuff like that, not big turnouts. And then I come here and I see this stadium and I'm seeing the hill and I'm seeing the castle and I'm like, dude, this is unreal and everything, like it's gorgeous. It's like in Omaha, my favorite place to play was in the downtown. We have a school in the downtown where you can see the skyline of the city from the field. It's beautiful. It's central. And then here, like my 2 favorite places to play in my life have been at Central High School and here in Nitra and everything, what I'm saying? It's great. It's unreal. And the atmosphere that you guys have created, I said last year in the post-game interview that we had against you guys, like this is crazy. You guys are it's like you're making it great here. It really looks really professional and stuff, and it's really special.
Now you can say we are making it great here.
Yes, yeah, we.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as we all know, none of that will be possible without who?
Without our sponsors.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to
and
sponsors.
we are very, very thankful because obviously the sports, as anything else, requires a little bit of contribution, be it financial or others, the help to do what we do and to do it at the level that we do.
Right.
You want to read the sponsors in English accent?
I'm actually, as I'm speaking, I'm just like thinking, should I do this in Slovak or should I do this in English, But perhaps it's the names of the companies. So only thing I can change is accent, but I'm not sure if I'm good with accent. So do you want to actually, let's do this. Here are the sponsors.
Yeah,
try to read them. Switch please camera to Desmond.
Here?
Yes. Let's see what we'll say.
So shout out to Forbes, PMR, Microcomp, Bonard, Cupra, Albex Plus, Chistime Poti.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Body World, Korgon, Dobrata, Biosi, Promenada Nitra, Fulikos Creative Nest.
That's actually in English. That should be used.
Fulikos Creative Nest, SPU Nitra, Tupicom, Radio Nitre.
Nice.
Let's
that was
go.
Good.
job. Shout out to all of them.
Shout out you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, we do that because of your support and thanks to your support. So we can slowly move to the next segment.
Sure. Yeah. Let's talk about a little bit about your family and life. Tell us, do you have any siblings?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've 6 siblings. I'm the
6 siblings.
Yeah,
6.
Okay. Yeah, I'm the middle of 7. I have 3 older siblings, 2 older brothers, 1 older sister, 3 younger siblings, 2 younger brothers, 1 younger sister.
I got lost.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
so you are the middle child.
Middle child, yes sir.
So the middle child everybody forgets about.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
How old is the oldest one and how old is the youngest one?
The oldest one is 33. The youngest one is 17.
Okay. So even your oldest brother is younger than me.
Yep. Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, and try to paint us a little bit of a picture. Obviously, you don't come from biggest of the cities in USA, so paint a little pictures for our fans, for our listeners, and those watching. How does it look like where you sort of grew up, where you're coming from?
It's very similar to here geographically, I would say. Like the drive from Vienna to Bratislava or Vienna to Nitra is like, am I back home right now? Like you see the wind turbines, you see the fields and all that type of stuff. It's literally like outside of the city.
So
of
it
where
looks
I'm
more
from.
like Austria than Slovakia.
Maybe, yeah. It's very hilly, like a lot of hills and things like that sort and everything, But like as far as like Omaha as a city, it's a big city and everything. You know, I mean, we're probably like, I think we're close to like 1.5 million people right now. We don't have like a crazy skyline like some places do. Like Bratislava, I always say like, I just like the eye test of looking at Bratislava, you would say like this is a much bigger city than Omaha is.
Okay.
But population wise, no. We have the like #1 zoo in America. Some people, it goes back and forth. Some people say San Diego, whatever.
I've been to San Diego one.
Yeah. So they say the Omaha Zoo and San Diego Zoo go back and forth as the #1 in America and everything, you know.
Yeah.
And
I have no plans on checking which one is better.
I bet. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
You know, I guess you were there, right?
Yeah, Omaha Zoo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's huge.
Yeah. And maybe we can take a little, turn here, because in those big zoos, they're so big you can't see animals. Sometimes, like a lot of it, I felt like because it's so big, they have like such a big pavilions.
Yeah, I haven't been to San Diego, so I couldn't.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't
Is
tell
Omaha,
you.
Can you actually see animals in
Yeah,
Omaha?
you can see the animals in Omaha.
In San Diego was so hard.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Omaha's, I mean, not everywhere, but some of the, we were like, here's like very rare species. It's like, no, I don't see it.
Right, and they've expanded the Omaha one a lot too, so it's sometimes maybe they're hiding. Yeah, it could be. But but like it's just like a normal bigger city and stuff like that and everything, and people there I'd say are really polite, obviously depending on what part of the city you're in, but it's very sectioned off and stuff like that. North Omaha, South Omaha, West Omaha, it all is its own thing,
Okay.
And it's called Greater Omaha a lot because like it's expanding a lot.
Okay. So the suburbs are getting bigger, yeah?
Yes, suburbs are definitely getting bigger, and that's West Omaha.
So is there something perhaps like, that the city is known for? Like, let's say in Detroit, obviously the cars, you have other cities. So is there something that like kind of like comes that's Omaha's kind of thing?
We have, we've created some things like a sandwich called the Reuben. We created that,
We can skip this question.
There's nothing crazy.
Peyton Manning is shouting Omaha.
Peyton Manning does out Omaha all the time.
Yeah.
And we have the #1 boxer in the world from Omaha and everything. Terrence Bud Crawford. Shout out Bud. His nephew went to the same high school as me, so he was literally at all of our basketball games all the time, just around, and he was like any other regular dude, not like the best boxer in the world, like he just beat Canelo last year. He moved up 3 weight classes, I believe it was, and beat Canelo, like one of the biggest names in boxing.
Nice.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe you can take a tip from him, how to move 1 weight class.
Oh yeah, maybe.
And where is the university situated? Is it in Omaha?
It's in Lincoln, so it's 45 minutes like away from Omaha.
Because like Nebraska Cornhuskers are pretty good, yeah.
Yep, they're good. Lincoln is like literally the only thing that Lincoln has is the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like aside from that, it's like it's nothing really there. Like Omaha is the city,
Yeah. So you follow the boxing sports and like MMAs and all that?
Yeah, I follow those pretty much, and obviously I support the guys from back home. So especially, I didn't watch boxing until I found out about Bud.
Okay. Yeah. So perhaps have you heard about the Octagon before?
Yes, I went to Octagon twice in Bratislava. I went my first year with Jacob Lukacs. Actually, I went once. I went that year. I went with Jacob and everything, and it's a really good event. I really enjoyed it. It was fun.
So how did you feel today yesterday actually when Pavol Neruda, the founder of it, like came, to watch, and like even have you seen his story? Like he posted you.
I did. I saw that. Yeah, I was like, wow, like that's crazy. I didn't realize like until I saw his story today.
Yeah.
I clicked on it. I was like, oh, like yo, this is okay, nice, and everything. So like really cool to meet a guy like that and everything, and just to be around people of those kind of status and everything,
Yeah, people who build it, something where we're trying to get to.
Exactly right. Yeah.
It's probably going to take years and years, if
a little bit more time.
It takes time.
Takes
nothing
a little bit
good
more
comes
time.
easy.
Yeah. So last question from this section, the personal life before we get back to the talking about the Nitra Knights and this season. So what do you do back home when you are not playing football? Because obviously you spend here about a half a year in Europe, perhaps sometimes a little bit, just a touch more. But obviously you as well have bills to pay, and a life to live. So perhaps if you can explain the experience also to our listeners and watchers, of this podcast, how it is like for people who come here just for half a year and then have to go back to USA for another half a year before they come back.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit different for some other people.
Obviously, yeah.
Definitely for sure. But for me, when I go home, the last 2 years, I just went back to the job I was already working since college at a company I was at, Big Red Kino, it's called. I was the manager or assistant manager there the last 2 years, and basically I work like almost every single day, it feels like there. Like, so that's the big transition.
Okay.
That's the big transition is when I come here, I go from working every single day, like around the clock, weird schedule, odd hours, to then I come here and it's like now my life is football, and you know, which is all I could really ask for and everything, you know. But it's different when you go from working every single day to not having to go in and go to work every single day when you're back home and everything, you know, just a little bit different. But you know, I go there, I train, I coach at high school. I coached at a high school my first year when I was back. This year I coached at a different one, just helping out with the quarterbacks and stuff like that. And then Warren Academy, like I mentioned earlier, I help train with those guys towards like the very beginning of when they have tryouts and all that type of stuff and everything before I leave to come back here is when their season starts up and everything. A lot of big name kids coming out of that program. Big name kids. Alabama 5-star quarterback Jet Tamala came out that program. He's a true freshman there this year.
Okay.
All those guys I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty sure they all train there as well too.
That all
a lot of
thanks
guys.
to you. All thanks to
No. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only difference.
Yeah. So perhaps we can sort of go back to as I said, to what we do on the field here.
Yeah.
To all of you guys. Now that I'm injured, you know. But
Used to be only one
yeah,
before.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the last game yesterday, about Ostrava game. Try to maybe walk us through the game from your perspective. Let's say the first half, at least for the offense guys, was rough.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the story of the season, unfortunately, so far. Obviously, with making the big change that, you know, we had to make, it has been a growing curve. In the first game, I felt like was the best, or the Vysocina game. I feel like that's the best that we looked initially as an offense since the change. But it's kind of just been, you know, it's been rocky. It's been shaky a little bit, but we're going to get there. Yesterday in the game, you know, we came out and things were working for us. I think maybe we underestimated them a little bit because of their record, the usual stuff and everything, you know. And Noah, we added him, and he was doing very good. Like, he had a really good game yesterday. I think maybe in the first half we just keep riding his wave and go off of that, build around that and everything, you know. But the O-line has improved immensely. They're doing a fantastic job. It's like I have no pressure and everything anymore. And so now it's our job at the skill position to play up to their level now and everything, you know. Like, you know, obviously, like, with certain plays and stuff like that and everything, people may see, oh, this guy was wide open or this or that and everything, you know. But, like, when it, like, comes down to, you know, a lot of changes that we've just had in these positions where this guy may play this at practice, but then he's in this position at the game and stuff like that. And so it's been kind of just rough there a little bit, and I think that, you know, caught us a little bit in the first half. But like I said, we just kind of come out a little bit flat. And Znoimo, we came out really good in the first drive. And then second half, it was like backwards, you know. And so we just got to find our consistent groove and ride that wave and everything.
For
you know.
4 quarters.
Yes, for 4 quarters. Like when we find that groove and ride that wave, like, dude, we're going to be exactly where we want to be. I truly believe and everything, you know. So, yeah, all I can say is that, really, like, just trust the process, you know.
So you touched on 2 things that I was gonna ask. One of them is Noah, obviously big game.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the fan MVP voting. Noah won it with 49% of votes.
Yeah, rightfully
and
so.
That's very rare for a new player. And when Tyron got injured, you know, and like to find a running back in the middle of the season, extremely hard, you know. And because obviously we only could use 1 point, if we could use 2 points because you are taking 4, you know. But that's not your fault.
Rules.
That's not your fault, you know. No, but this rule actually, I think, I really feel like it makes sense because
I understand
because there were teams before who would bring the quarterback and the receiver, and for everyone else, it's like, how about you watch these two guys, play?
Exactly. It makes sense.
So, like, they try to avoid that. But, and I feel like, I don't want to say, like, too early, but, like, from the game that we saw, like, we got really lucky. So, before I ask my question, how did you find him? I have to say, the amount of messages I received during the game, because he obviously played number 12.
Yeah.
Because we as a new players, like some people came during the season and everything, and it's kind of like we didn't have a small size jersey for him.
Yeah.
Because he came on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we were like, we need to give him a jersey, and I really didn't want to give him mine. So I texted Tyrone, and it's like, hey, can you send me your jersey?
Oh yeah.
And he wanted to keep it, and I'm like, and he was like,
I get it.
But he was like, what do you need it for? And then I'm like, because we need it for Noah and all that, and he's like, there's no other jersey. I'm like, bro, if you need to keep the jersey, just tell me, so I can move on. Yeah, but so then I was like, okay, I'll give you, mine. So he played with Lazarik,
Yeah.
And a lot of people were texting me like, bro, you got so much better,
Yeah.
like you got darker, you got stronger, you got, everything,
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, only reason why you're surprised is because they never let me play running back.
Right, exactly, right, exactly.
You should see that. Unfortunately, no one is going to see that.
Very funny,
but it was ridiculous amount of messages. Even like players during the during the game, during the halftime and everything.
Yeah.
So at some point I stopped replying to those messages.
Right.
Like,
that's funny.
Yeah. So
I have one wish. When you get your knee done and you will be healthy, I want to see you at running back.
Just one carry. Give him a carry.
Give him
a toss,
carry,
a zone, a power,
and I
whatever
will
you
laugh
want.
my ass off at the sideline.
Yeah.
No, I'm all for it.
Just run right behind Roderick. Run behind Roderick.
Oh yeah, straight. Oh, I was born for it, man.
Yeah.
No. But I told to Noah, I was like, when you're taking the number 12 on, it's not a number, it's a legacy.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
It's a legacy. So
Yeah.
you need to live up to the standard, and I feel like he lived up to the standard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's say So okay, so go back to the you played a major role in finding him. So how did that happen?
Yeah, so I was obviously surfing Euro players, trying to look for some guys. I stumbled upon a different guy from Denmark that had just crazy film. I was like, who is this guy? And everything, I found him on Instagram, and I saw one of my former coaches. Shout out Coach Aaron. Followed that guy, and
That's a former Bratislava coach, right?
it sure is.
Okay,
yeah, I saw he followed that guy, and I
So
texted.
finally, from someone from Bratislava helping us.
He helped a lot. He helped a lot. Yes.
Yeah. Last time we tried to recruit someone, Bratislava made a call to get him to Vienna. So
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he sent me we were talking about the other guy, and then he was like, but if you guys are looking for a guy, there's this other guy named Noah that is you should really consider trying to bring him. And I was like, okay, can you let him know I'm trying to reach out? I need this film, yada yada. And then he put me into contact with him within 5 minutes and everything. Me and Noah are talking. We hop on a phone call and we're chopping it up, talking about it and everything that I'm hearing from Aaron and one of his other coaches is the kid's legit and everything, And so I'm like, I really want to see this and everything, And I kept telling him, bro, just let me figure it out. Let me try to figure something out. And because obviously the film was a issue and everything, I was like, let me try to figure something out.
He didn't have we can say he didn't have too much fun because he was in the army for 4 months or something, I believe.
Yeah.
And he didn't have access to his previous huddle, and he never made the highlights.
Yeah, never made highlights from
yeah.
his former teams. Yeah.
So we're like, bro, we need to see you at least somehow, we can't just live off the,
exactly,
hearing,
word of mouth and everything, And so I was like, obviously then, the idea of bringing him in to let him just try out and see how he did. He came and so he's fast. He looks explosive. Obviously it's going to look different in live reps. And I was kept saying, man, I hope he's better than I expect him to be. And he surely was.
Yeah.
So
I was not at practice, but they told me that very first rep, Patrick is playing fullback in front of him, and Noah just smacks him from the back,
throws him,
and throws him and runs through Patrick, and he's like coming through.
And Patrick isn't a small guy.
No. So he's Noah's not the biggest guy, but he is strong and he's fast.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and that was sort of the tricky part, bringing him in, you're kind of in expectations and even I made it clear to him when we were talking, this is tryout for you, we haven't seen enough, so pack as you're staying.
Exactly.
But just I want to make sure, so there are no hard feelings and everything we're going to try you out. And from the very first moment he stepped on the field, he was like, kushti.
Yeah.
Very kushti.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes me very excited and everything. So,
yeah, so it's great to have him, and hopefully he'll do great things.
Yep.
We need to speed up just a touch,
no
because we always try to keep it under 1 hour. When we started with this podcast, it was 40 minutes. We figure out it's impossible.
Yeah.
So perhaps some quicker questions.
Yeah.
You know, so what do you feel like is the biggest challenge for this team so far?
Just the biggest challenge is being consistent and everything. I think really we just got to get consistent and everything. You know, like. Offensively, like I said, we got to find our groove, get consistent with what works for us, and find our identity and everything, you know. And then obviously the injuries have hit us extremely, and everything, you know, like 7, I think, or something like that.
I think I counted 8 starters.
8 starters.
At some point that even
this Neumo game was the worst, I think, for
for the numbers.
Being injured.
Yeah.
Because even if you count like people like Fintor, he never even touched the field this season. You know,
but he would have been a starter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I counted people like that, you know, that would be starters and went down, you know. So
exactly.
So like we had Matthew Pavlik like playing safety. You know?
And he played fucking great.
Laid some hits. I was like, let's go, Matthew. I was so happy for him.
Patrick almost had his first tackle, but Martin made it first.
Smacked him. I said, let's go.
Yeah. No, those he did a good job.
Yes,
he
did.
played really good.
You know?
Very happy for that kid. But consistency, I'd say, is our big thing right now.
Okay, and going back to the game for a second. So, what actually did Jay and Tomáš tell to the team at the halftime? Because that was actually my other question before the knock. But so what did they tell to the team? If you can tell to our fans, you know,
they Tomáš speaks mostly in Slovak. You know what I'm saying? So I don't exactly understand everything that he's saying when he's talking to the team and stuff like that. But he kind of let me know that there was some plays that maybe I may have missed some guys and stuff like that, and that I got to clean it up. And then Jay, when he's talking to us, he's collectively, you know, just as the whole unit, saying, guys, why do we keep doing this to ourselves and everything, you know? This, we're not the same team in the first half as we are in the second half ever and everything, you know? And so, we got to clean this up and everything. I was embarrassed personally, individually, you know? We can't come out and do that and everything and expect to be the team that everybody expects us and what we expect and want us to be, who we know we are and everything, you know? So Jay, he's obviously, just speaking about Jay mostly because I can only understand what he's saying, you know? Great motivator and everything, you know? And he was really getting after us at halftime. You saw his passion and how much this really means to him.
Yep.
Yeah. And actually, one question, sort of off topic before we go to our last section is, now that you play kind of 5 games, or even before coming in here, obviously you were replacing the Boris, who is a legend of American football in the region, you know, and not just in Nitra. Do you ever feel or did you feel when you came in to kind of that you need to fill his shoes?
Not really, in a way, because it's different circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Especially now. You know, with as far as, you know, what we, you know, it's with him and everything, his offense, he's running his stuff. He knows the guys. These guys all really know his offense very well and stuff like that. For me, it's I'm coming in. I have to learn a new system with new guys and all that type of stuff. Twice, you know. And like I said in our post-game interview after Vysočina that, you know, it's not really hard for me usually to pick up new offenses and stuff like that because of how many that I've played in. But it has definitely been, like I said, a growing curve learning this offense that we're doing and everything, you know, because it's not like a system I've ever really used before.
Okay.
It's completely different than a system I've ever used. And so I'm still adjusting and getting used to that and everything. And so yes and no. Yes, obviously, the offense, we're expected to still be good and everything, you know. Yep. And we got to go and grow there. But as far as just individuals and stuff like that and everything, maybe some people have those, you know, expectations and everything, you know what I'm saying? But on myself, I don't really feel like I need to fill anything, you know. But that's no shot at him. That's not what I'm getting at, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like I said, legendary quarterback, great guy. You can really see, how big of a impact he made within this team and everything, you know what I'm saying? And so, yes, I don't really feel like, you know, I'm not replacing him. I'm just stepping in for him is what I really was saying to him and his wife when we were chatting. And I didn't know.
Yep. Okay, let's go to the last section, I would say. I call it the rapid fire.
Okay.
So these are quick questions, just quick answer.
Okay.
Long touchdown through the air or a big run on the ground?
Long touchdown to the air.
Night before a game, Call of Duty or a movie or a show?
Movie, show.
Okay. Best teammate you have ever played with?
With?
You can
Ever in
say
my life.
in Europe and here as well.
Yep.
It better be someone
In
from
Europe?
Nitra.
I'll say in Europe. Okay, it could be somebody from Nitra. Yeah. Iowe and Nitra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very good pick.
That's my boy, man.
That's like you saying somebody from Bratislava and from
Yeah,
Nitra
you
at the
actually
same
hit them
time.
both. Wow, that's
Yeah,
a really
saying?
like
I love that guy, man.
And
Yeah,
from US?
From the U.S., best teammate I've ever played. Oh, that's tough, dude. I'll just say my boy LC, quarterback, because of how much I learned from him. And, great guy.
Okay. Best opponent you have faced in Czech
as
League?
a player.
As a player, best opponent that I've played against. Homegrown.
You can say both.
Import, Sam Casey from Visocina my first year.
Dude was hitting.
That dude was different, man. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, someone should get him a piss cup.
Yeah, for sure. That guy was different, dude. And he knew every single one of our plays. I was like, what is going on? Him, and then homegrown, I would say I'm going to go ahead and give it to Paulo because I hated playing against Paulo, man. He got me like almost every time. Somehow.
Yeah.
He was always there. So I'll give it to Paulo.
Yeah, you were building connection even before you
Exactly.
Nitra,
Exactly. Paulo, yeah.
Yeah. You had more completions with him than with some of your receivers in Bratislava. So.
Almost.
And last question. One food that has to be there after a game?
Burger and fries. Keep it simple. I have that almost every other day.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Simple.
Huh?
Keep
That's
it
a good
simple.
shout out. That's
Shout
a
out.
good
Lukács.
shout out. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Chicken and waffles, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, and I would ask you a question that we ask everybody at the end of the podcast. Give us a film or a show recommendation.
Film or show recommendation. I would say go watch Blue Mountain State if you're an American football fan
Oh.
and you want to
are
watch
12.
an American football show. It's a good one. Go watch that. Or if you have never seen, movie-wise, if you've never seen Remember the Titans, you got to go watch Remember the Titans.
So which character in Blue Mountain State would you be?
I don't know. That's tough. I don't think any of them, really. I don't think I'd be any of those guys.
Cheerleader.
Yeah. I'd be the mascot.
Yeah. All right. And very last question of the day.
Yeah.
So if we sat down sort of like 10, 15 years from now, how would you want people to remember this chapter of your life? And so like how you here, and perhaps not just in Nitra, we don't have to be selfish and keep it to us.
No,
but
I know.
sort of on you, like playing here in the Czech League.
I'd want them to look at me and see me as a guy that never gave up and everything. I'm saying, like my story is like all over the place with my career. A lot of guys would have given up in my position by now and everything. I'm saying, I'm going to give everything from the moment we step on that field to the moment we step off the field and everything. I'm saying, I promised that when I first started talking to you guys, and I still live by that. Like, the sport means everything to me. It's my whole life. My family, I'm all the way here for my family, missing out on so many important things with them to play this sport and everything. I'm saying, I'm not just here just for fun and everything. It's not fun for me. It's a lifestyle. So, like I said, as somebody that never gave up, gave it everything that I got and everything, and went out there and tried my best.
That's our boy Desmond, who never gives up unless he's on the goal line, launching for the touchdown.
Didn't give up then either.
Then he gives out the ball to the opponent.
Didn't give up then either.
Yeah. No, he tried. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But I always had to dig on the chapter.
I know.
It's part of the rivalry.
Everybody knows you, Goras, so...
Yeah.
I'm here for that, I'm here
for sure.
to rip the holes. But yeah. All right, Desmond. It was wonderful to talk to you. This could go for hours and hours.
For sure,
you have obviously so much to share, and and I would love to ask even for people, so many more things. So perhaps when you stay with us, till the end of the season, I mean, wow, you played 5 games, yeah. Technically, we bring quarterback this week,
Technically?
Yeah, he can play in the playoffs, but after this week, we are stuck with you. So.
Yeah, after this week. So, So we'll see.
So you have to survive one more week.
So tune in next week and see what they decided. See what they decided.
No, absolutely.
Actually, he can do invitation for the next game in English.
Those are actually gonna do after we record this podcast, and kind of like put it on the socials as well, to have. But Desmond, thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me.
I'll try to switch my brain to Slovak now.
Sure.
As well for a second.
Ja som s tým úplne v pohode.
A ja väčšinou. Čiže ďakujem všetkým, ktorí ste to pozerali, počúvali. Máme teraz najbližší týždeň taký ešte jeden otáznik, či budeme teda mať podcast budúci týždeň, keďže ja mám vo štvrtok operáciu a neviem teda, či to nejak vybavíme ešte s Myškom, že niekto mu to pomôže, alebo to skipneme, alebo nejak to spravíme. Čiže zatiaľ na budúci týždeň nič nesľubujeme, ale budeme sa snažiť vrátiť, ak by to nešlo, tak sa budeme snažiť vrátiť akože hneď, ako sa budeme môcť vrátiť k tomuto nahrávaniu. Všetkých nás to tu baví, dúfame, že baví to aj vás. A určite, kde sa vidíme, ak by sa aj nevideli na tomto podcaste, tak je 17.5. na našom domácom štadióne. Privítame Pilsner Patriots, tým, ktorý asi nie je contender na titul tento rok, budem to povedať nejak tak diplomaticky a férovo, čiže dúfame, že znova sa nám podarí hrať o čosi lepšie a určite k tomu budeme potrebovať aj vás. Čiže dajte si to do kalendára už teraz, 17.5. zápas proti Pilsner Patriots na štadióne pod Zoborom. Máš, Miško, ešte niečo, čo by si chcel povedať? Poďakovať niekomu, mamke?
Aj mamke by som jasné, mamke vždy poďakujem rád aj frajerke, všetkým, ale na to som tu není, ja som tu není host dneska, takže.
Dobre, tak ďakujem všetkým za to, že ste nás počúvali. Vidíme sa, počujeme sa, až sa vidíme a počujeme.
Tak, ďakujeme, čaute.
Čaute.